always good to be a little stitious. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moav School Bus, the most unprofessional D&D podcast you will ever hear. Was that better?
No.
Yeah, no, it was.
I, of course, am your DM, Calvin Piper, and these fine folk play the game of D&D with me. Tonight, as we go around the room and say hello to everyone, the cold open tonight is if you had the opportunity to watch or listen to movie or TV characters play D&D, who would those characters be, for what reason? For example, earlier, Will and I were talking about watching the New Girl characters play D&D and how fun that would be. Okay. So, not the actors, not like the characters of a movie or TV show. Who would they be?
Oh, and so I can't pick Dale Earnhardt Jr.
If he's been in a movie, you can.
If he's been in a movie,
what about Earnhardt?
Earnhardt Sr.? Yeah. There's a fire in Talladega Nights.
Movie or TV show?
Movie or TV show. It expands the repertoire.
Okay.
So.
Wow.
The first one that came to mind. My name is Matt. I play Zook Magoop, male turtle wizard 8, level 8.
Matt, you got so alarmed when you realized you didn't introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Whoa! You could have done it either way. Oh, great! Not that big a deal.
No. I don't know why this pops into my mind, but I thought it'd be really funny to watch. Not New Girl, but Golden Girls.
The Golden Girls play D&D.
Yeah.
Having them try to figure that out.
That is a really good one.
And I would be so there for that. Mm-hmm. That would be wonderful.
That's right along the veins of what I was... Because I was thinking about a couple of them. My go-to one I think would be kind of cool is watch the characters of MASH play.
Oh, that's good, too.
Yeah, the characters of MASH playing D&D would have been fun to watch.
I am Will. I play who is also level 8. Thank you, Matt. And I want to go Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
You want to watch Ice-T?
Yeah, I want to watch Ice-T.
Just the special.
You mean to tell me there's 4 orcs in this room? Yeah, it'd be great. Yeah,
that's good. I like that. I like that a lot.
I would just take more Mariska Hargitay in general. That's
for sure.
Not a bad thing.
That's true. 3 hours a week. Sounds great.
Yeah.
I'm Zach. I play Kestis Thimbleweed. He's a centaur druid cleric.
So multi-class.
Leveled up.
What level?
8.
Yeah.
I don't think I've
7
ever
and 1.
said the level at any point. So
yeah,
I like to keep people.
That's more my thing.
I like
more
to
his
assume
thing.
that Matt's gonna fill everybody.
Yeah, he likes to. He does it twice so that in case somebody doesn't know.
Because I really don't know what I'm supposed to say, and he'll go before me, and so I'm like,
so it helps to copy him.
There are a couple episodes of the show that are this, but like it's hard not to say Community.
That is true. I mean, they literally did. They did do it.
They did. I would love to see them actually use the rules of Dungeons and Dragons, though.
That's fair.
Because episode, that's not really what happens. They just kind of tell a fantasy story, and sometimes Abed rolls dice. But it's a great episode.
Yeah. If you can find it.
Entire season.
You can find it.
That would be good too, because there's like lots of fun random side characters. You could like if you could get like the one episode that Jack Black claims he's been in class with them the whole time. Like if you could get him in on that episode, very good.
Or what's his name? The Hispanic guy that's the most famous person to ever go to that community college.
Luis Guzman.
Yes.
Yep.
I am also in the middle of a Community rewatch.
There you go. There you go.
Hi, I'm Will. The random person that shows up every summer.
Every once in a while, yeah.
And I'm playing a fighter, but who knows? Who knows who they are? I'm not going to reveal until...
What are you pointing at when you do that?
I'm pointing at the camera.
But your eyes were over here.
He's looking all over the place, man.
Okay.
He also looked at the camera,
I'm not judging you. I'm just like curious.
I
thought maybe I was missing
the show that I would want to see, what I feel like would have been an episode, but like they didn't. It was The Office.
Yeah.
Like doing those
Office
characters.
playing
I also
D&D.
don't watch TV very often. So
That's fair.
Like
That's fair.
That's like the only thing.
Thank you
Nothing
for
wrong
your
with that.
Patreonage.
Yeah. Yeah, subscribe to the Patreon and maybe you'll be like me. You'll be in the episode.
Yeah.
That's the only reason we let him play.
Has nothing to do with the fact that some of us have known him as long as he's been alive.
Or that he was one of the original.
You just start putting
people
disclaimers
in
at the bottom of this
I mean,
video now.
That's absurd.
Should we do a mutiny where the OGs take over for a week?
I mean, do we beat up the people who were?
That's just
What
you
happens?
two.
I think we give them the opportunity to walk out before we beat them up. Michelle has to go sit on the couch because
He
Harrison
wasn't
Bucker said
at
so.
the beginning?
I was.
He was.
When did I come in?
Wow.
Was that
You
at
were the
beginning?
beginning. It,
I
it
was
was the
beginning?
four
Okay.
of us that were the
Yeah.
beginning.
Okay.
And then
That's weird.
Michelle was the next one.
Then Liz.
Then Liz. Then Preston.
Then Preston. Then Matt. Then Zach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Do we have anyone else?
With our powers combined.
No, we've never, that's been it.
We had Jordan for a week.
He just played a
That was
character
it.
for fun.
Yeah.
My name is Michelle, and I play Nell Webb automatically. I had 3 in the pipe. I was like, okay, this one, this one, this one.
They all took it.
And I can't. No, I no, they're different. I think. Okay, first of all, Game of Thrones, because maybe they could.
That's
Would it be like
so good,
strategy
Michelle.
for them?
That's
Would it
so
just be a
good.
strategy game?
It's just a long game of Risk.
It's the longest. It's just the
It's
longest
just a
game
war
of
room.
Risk.
They're just planning. They're just like
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
so would it be
true.
strategy? Then I thought, what would be funny? And I was like, oh, Nathan for You. I don't know if you've ever seen.
So funny.
I would love to see Nathan Fielder play D&D.
Even some of the like random recurring characters on the show, with the PA who goes on a date in
Yeah.
the first season.
And then the third one I thought it was Chris Angel's Mind Freak. So
Oh my gosh. Yes.
He's doing like actual spells and stuff.
But that's a real person. That's. I mean, yeah.
And he's a character.
He had a show. He was a character on the show. Chris Angel
They're
presents
so,
Mind
those
Freak.
are so good.
Those are my top 3. I'll take any of them.
Ah, damn it. Rock of Love with Brett Michaels.
Oh Lord. What was the flavor of love? Can you...
Yeah, Pumpkin versus New York. Roll for it, Pumpkin. That would be. Oh,
Oh, that'd be funny.
oh that'd be really good.
Group right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go last because I don't want to step on anyone.
So that means Matt has to go now.
Okay.
You can say that if you want. You can just say Matt go
I was
next.
being like casual, but I'm gonna. So whoever else wants.
So I'm Matty B, and I play Wyatt Masterson, the Herringon Rogue, level 8.
Yeah, you do.
And I would say 18.
Yeah.
Just because I would want to see,
Yeah.
Which
I would
one?
want to
The
see
remake of
somebody
Liam
try
Neeson,
to
yeah.
tell BA that he failed to
Oh
beat
yes.
he failed to beat up the fool, and he's the one that he's the fool there, pity.
Sorry, BA. You are a
All
cleric.
right, go ahead and roll, BA. I rolled 2.
You passed. You did it. And me. See, he had his armor class was 1. Yeah.
I rolled a dang doubly squiggly. That's 20. Way to go, bud.
Great job.
Oh man, that's good.
Now it's your
All
turn.
right, but
Now it's your turn.
I've forgotten them all. Hey everybody, this is Drew, and I play Cazadorius Rungbottom. No, Constance Connie Connie the Reach.
What is that?
Hold off on the spoilers, Drew. Jeez.
Human monk, level 7, and 1 rogue level.
That's such a clutch monk.
Multi-class?
Isn't that great?
It's so fun.
Shadow monk and rogue.
Ooh, Shadow.
Man, my favorite of the ones that was said was Golden Girls. I think. I
Yeah.
think that's bomb.
I think
But
that's
things
a top
popped
tier
into
one.
my head like saying, Stranger Things, and then
Yeah.
starting this whole. They should have played D&D more in Stranger Things.
That season was my
discussion.
favorite season
Yeah,
when they were
exactly.
like, "Can we just play D&D?"
But also things like I really did forget the one that I was like, oh, that would be amazing.
Was it what genre was it? Was it a funny? Was it a serious?
Hogan's Heroes.
I remember. No, Firefly.
Nathan Fillion.
Just
yeah.
given all the actors that are in Firefly, I think, and the characters they played in Firefly, I think that would be
Yeah.
just so good because basically they are a D&D party in space. So that would be fantastic to see them playing D&D classes. Yeah. And what do they choose? Obviously they choose classes that are different than themselves,
Yeah.
Like Inara's not going to choose whore class.
Oh,
It's not a class, Drew.
that's not a class
Well, what
I
I-
checked.
Can't choose it because it's not
Well, then what level did I just
That's a backstory.
Hold on.
Gonna have to
How do
adjust
you
my
erase
features
this?
and traits.
How do you erase the computer?
Just get a big
did I
one
just
and just kind of scrub.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Captain class. Navigator class.
Yeah, that's good stuff. All right, well, we're going to go ahead with all of those figured out. We're going to go ahead and jump right in.
Lady of the Night feet.
Sister class.
Lady of the Night feet. We're going to jump into episode 36 of the Wild Magic School Bus.
Nice, divisible by 4. I like it.
So true.
Right. So the last time we were here, the adventurers had finally come face to face with the reality that they needed to escape the void, and thus began the tumultuous task of casting the teleportation spell that would get them out. During the casting of the spell, though, things started to get a little crazy. There was Vodos, who was thrown to the bottom of the ocean to be rescued by Kestis before he was ambushed by reef hammers, these strange creatures that could explode the water around you with a lot of force. After retrieving him from the bottom of the ocean, they returned topside only to discover that Caden had uncovered their plot and was attempting to stop them, which meant a fight broke out. There was a couple close calls, a lot of close rolls, but in the end, a valiant stand by Vodos allowed everybody to escape Caden's wrath. And one by one, they all jumped into this teleportation circle, which took them to who knows where. And that's actually where we're going to pick up tonight, just a little short of where we left off last time, because I'm going to need you, Zook, to roll some dice for me.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Because you cast the teleportation spell.
Yeah.
But now we've got to figure out where it puts you.
Okay. Okay.
So, I need you to go ahead and roll... I'm going to need you to go ahead and roll a d20 and tell me the number. And then roll it again and tell me that number.
18.
Okay.
And nat 20.
Oh, wasted all the
Are those good rolls? No.
Twin 20s, you arrive in Valhalla.
Oh. I was like, what?
Interesting. Okay.
You appear in a keep in the mountain.
You still find yourself so continuing in the recap, you do still find yourself in the middle of the ocean. No land in sight. And with Nell's high perception that evening, you do see that tiny, tiny light on the horizon. The night passes. You all have water breathing for the next close to 24 hours. So you're able to stay afloat for the most part. The water is warm, warmer than the void was, and it's you're more buoyant than you would feel normally. It's not sluggish. It feels much nicer, and it is calmer. It's not as roaring and surging as much. But you float out there. The evening progresses into the next morning, and you are still out in the water. Unless you guys have anything you want to do. I'm assuming you're swimming in a direction.
Yeah, didn't you say that we saw a light?
You saw a very faint pinprick of light out on the horizon. You can swim towards that if you'd like.
Ignored it completely, knowing that it had nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
You could, yeah.
First thing I did was you said there's the moon out last night?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm floating just in the buck. And if we are swimming, I've just tied like my clothes to my hand to someone else's foot.
Yep.
And I'm just allowing myself to be dragged.
You're just floating along.
Probably Kestis, if we're going to be honest.
Kestis is helping this maneuver.
Sure. Easy enough to do. But I assume you all are heading in the direction of the light. Mm-hmm. Okay. Evening and...
Why?
Why?
Because the moon's out.
Haven't felt the touch of the moon on my skin in a fortnight.
Oh, I see. So he's like kind of
blissed out.
With your concourse.
If you timeline-wise, speaking of that, timeline-wise, if you guys want to have like a specific timeline to figure out, it's been about 3 months.
Jeez Louise.
Since you were captured and sent to the void.
Lord, I did
In my
not
mind,
know
it was
that.
3 months that we've been floating there.
I thought this was like I thought this took place over the course of like 4 or 5 days.
So wrinkly.
Oh, I didn't. I had a much
the amount
longer.
of time it took between things, with a couple of injuries, with a couple the span of time, and also being in the void, you lose track of time. So time begins to feel weird in there. So I would say an approximation, about 90 days have passed, 90 standard days.
Do you have that weird feat that lets you always know what time it is?
No, he
you're
does not.
You're a chronomancer.
No, he doesn't have keen mind.
Dang it.
But you guys heading in the direction of the light that evening. Morning comes, the sun rises above the ocean, the heat bears down. This is where you start to feel the strain of staying afloat in an ocean. Go ahead and make another perception check for me, Nell, as you guys are out there, to see if you can locate.
Did we get a full rest? Or a long rest?
You jumped through the thing after the battle. And as of right now, there really isn't a way to get a long rest. What'd you roll?
That one.
The morning comes, the light is gone. There's nothing out there. So after a couple hours of swimming in that direction, Nell, you look around and you realize you don't see what that was anymore. And you still see no sign of land.
I'd like to do something.
Go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead and cast Hallucinatory Terrain.
Okay.
Where we are at currently.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to send a monument 150 feet straight up. Because it says,
okay.
You make natural terrain in a 150-foot cube.
It's a marker for other people to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah, just as some sort of, like, identifiable... I can't make it look like a tower, but I can make it look like a giant pillar of stone. That at the very least, if someone is scanning the horizon, they would see a 150-foot column of stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not real, obviously. The tactile characteristics are unchanged. So we still don't have anywhere to rest upon, but it does give us a little bit more.
How high is it?
150 feet up. 150-foot cube in range.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can cast it up to 300 feet away from me.
I have inspiration.
I wonder if I could try to climb to the top of it.
It's hallucinatory. It's not real.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I didn't make a column of stone. I made it look like there's a column of stone.
Suppose if it was real, we could just...
Can I make it look not just like... I don't want it to just look like rock. Can I make it look like marble? Like a precious stone of some sort?
Sure. Give me just a second. I'm trying to see if you can do...
Ooh, a column of diamonds.
So it would like sparkling.
Or a lighthouse?
I don't think I can make something like...
Anymore.
Yeah. I can't make like a billboard.
It has to be trained.
Yeah, it's just got to be... It's somewhat... it says, open fields or a road can be made to resemble a swamp, hill, crevasse, or some other difficult or impassable terrain. A pond can look like a grassy meadow. A precipice like a gentle slope. Stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, as cool as it would be to put a mini golf course windmill on there, I can't do that.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
Just specify that the top of it is covered in fireflies.
So I will say I don't.
This is attracted bioluminescent algae to the top.
You have to affect the area around you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say the spell can affect the ocean and make it look like there's land, but 150-foot tower isn't necessarily. That's just the width of the area you can affect, not the height. Like, you can't do...
So 150-foot cube, but if I make 0 the top of the water,
right,
then it goes up 150 feet.
It's 150 feet out is what it's saying. So
it's
it can cover...
cube, so it has to go up as well.
Don't fight with the DM.
I'm just saying, technically it does say cube, so it has... There has to be. It can't just be one-dimensional. It has to.
I'm not saying it's not one-dimensional. I'm just saying you can't put a towering structure in a place where.
Actually, no. That is the Kruger effect at work, right there, isn't it? Oh, I'm dumb.
The verbiage of this is really.
I'm gonna use my stealth.
Yeah, you can stealth. Yeah,
let's say this, Calvin. Do you, as a DM, do you want that to happen or no?
If that won't work, I have something else that is less controversial that I can do. If you want to just stick with the easier thing, I can, as a cantrip, cast dancing lights that can go up 120 feet.
That sounds good.
And I can just, I can do that as a cantrip. So basically, just keep sending off flares.
Yeah, that feels okay. That feels a little more.
I'll do that instead.
That feels a little more.
Okay.
I'll take that 4th level spell slot back.
Yeah, the way hallucinatory terrain feels is you alter what you already see. So to turn water into land is feasible, but to put a giant obelisk in the middle of a spot doesn't feel like...
No one said obelisk.
Well, that's kind of what it is.
Just a natural obelisk.
All I heard was trade your 4th level spell for a cantrip, and that's right there with you, buddy.
I just didn't want you to use it and be like, you cast it and then be like, it doesn't do anything. Like, I want to be able to like let you keep your spells as much as.
No, so
I don't want to do that. I don't want to be the guy that's like, it has no effect.
Every like 15 minutes or so, I'll just send up another cantrip of dancing lights.
Putting up,
and just.
I'm gonna use my new evasion skill to not be affected by your dancing lights.
They don't.
It's not how that works, but okay. All right, so moving, so you start casting dancing lights every once in a while. Being that it's the middle of the day, the lights aren't as prominent out here, but it is a stark contrast to the blue of everything. So, I mean, maybe it's being seen by somebody.
Nice.
Nell, you rolled a nat 1 on your perception to see where that location was.
I do have Will's birthday inspiration.
Yeah, you've waited too long to use it. So.
Okay. So we haven't even celebrated my birthday, but the inspiration.
But wait, it's his birthday. So
I just saw it and thought about it
after her last roll.
But
that's what I'm saying.
Again,
it's still in effect, but it's
again, if that's the way you want to go with it.
It's usually how I go with it. So you rolled a nat 1, so you don't know where you're going. Are you continuing to push in a direction, or are you now floating?
Continuing to push towards the direction that I last saw the light.
Okay.
I'm just holding to that little
that's fine.
Light nugget.
You guys continue to swim throughout the day. It's tiring work, and you're starting to feel a little dehydrated, but you can go beneath the waves every once in a while and kind of avoid the heat of the sun thanks to the water breathing. But the day quickly transitions into night, and now you guys are out in the middle of the ocean. Darkness has come. The water begins to cool. The dancing lights are still flashing, and now more prominently now that it is dark out here. Go ahead and do another perception check for me. And actually, I'll go ahead and let someone else do one as well. If somebody else wants to try to
help out.
Yeah.
I'm not good at that.
16.
Okay.
25.
There we go. So with a 16, you still can't see anything. The nat 1 kind of made it to where it's really hard to pinpoint anything. But with a 25, without knowing what she was looking at, you begin to search. And in between the flashes of the dancing lights, you look out on the horizon and swear you see it as well. This tiny pinprick of like yellowish orange light off on the horizon. You don't know if it's closer, further, wherever, but you do see it. You guys are a little off of it. It looks like you've kind of been swimming like up and to the side of it, not straight onto it. So you don't know how much ground you've covered, but you do have a pinpoint on it. So if you'd like to try to keep tabs on it and move in that direction, you can do so.
I'm going to point out where it is, and I'm going to say, Barrios, where you're at right now, leave a light.
Right.
Come to me.
Okay.
Put another one here.
Okay.
Go 10 feet farther.
Okay.
And then move that back one here. And just try to... It's sort of like actual forest. You know, you make a point that direction, and then you move there. I want to see if we can use the dancing lights to keep us on course.
Okay.
Well, that's harder to see.
So we're not like
using them as a reference point. We move in a straight line.
Yeah.
We can see where the previous
where you've been and where you go. How long do dancing lights last?
They last for a minute at a time. Casting time is an action. Only it lasts a minute. So in theory, as long as I don't get bored, I can do that for as long as we need to. Which is a dangerous game.
I mean, it's an honest answer, and I appreciate it. Okay.
I like to think you're leading the way, him in tow, everyone else like in a little duckling line behind you.
Yeah, a little duckling line. I will say, Kessis, as you are moving that way, you begin to feel the energy of your water breathing spell start to fade at this point. As you can feel, it's been probably close to 24 hours since you cast it.
Hey, Zook, I have a random question. Do you have the ability to create?
Create what?
What a cool question.
Like have babies?
No, he has a child.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask a question that's a redundancy. I mean, like,
Could be a doctor.
I don't know, like, create land, or I don't know, I created wood, and now we have something to rest upon.
Oh,
Like sleeping in shifts, or maybe like create a raft.
Listen, if the answer is yes, don't be worried that we're going to be really mad you didn't bring that up earlier. Because we won't. We'll just be real grateful.
Yeah, me too.
I am ready to be grateful.
Nell, do you have any spells that could work?
I do not.
Okay. So we can make light.
If we float here for a little bit and it's restful, maybe I could sing a little song or something. A little tune about splishing and splashing, and maybe we could rest up, but other than that, nothing.
I can summon a fae, but I don't think that's something we can grasp on.
Could you summon a wood elemental?
not currently.
Damn it.
I mean, you can attack a fae creature, so in theory it is corporeal.
You just have it float there.
Yeah, I mean, that is a...
We all take turns resting upon the fae.
Oh, yeah, I can try this.
I'd summon it.
So you're casting summon fae creature?
It's an ally to you and your companions. Creature shows...
Whoa, was anyone else scared by this?
I have a question.
Because I'm not, because I'm using my stillness of mind feat.
Oh,
all right, spend a key point.
So...
Dang it.
Zook, go ahead and roll an Arcana check for me.
Change my mind. I'm frightened.
I mean, I'm not scared strictly on the grounds
22.
that Zook said, hey, I'm going to do this.
Before you cast it, in your arcane alacrity, as you're beginning to cast it, you go, it's a tiny creature. I don't know if it's going to do much for me, in the sense of, like, restfulness.
Yep, I see small.
Yep. Just wanted to help you out there.
Insanely strong, though.
Oh, super strong.
I mean,
with a strength of
+1.
+1.
Yeah.
How's Wyatt doing treading water while he's got bags of ball bearings in his pocket?
He doesn't have bags of ball bearings. Does he? Oh, that's actually a good...
in the final battle.
So that is actually a good point. As of right now...
Wyatt's dead.
As of right now, your equipment is not anywhere accessible. So I would say you probably need to delete the items out of your inventory.
I can't delete
because
my
they are gone.
Shit.
I just realized I had...
You don't have anything.
You know that we're not going to find them.
If you find them again, great. But unless it was something important or special, and pretty sure everyone just had pretty...
I had a wondrous item.
You did? What'd you have?
So like
Arcane Grimoire.
He had Zook's Magoop.
Yeah, he did have the Magoop.
He had Zook's Goop in there.
I think it was a spell book.
I'm pretty sure he's just going to make more.
I would say
unequip
if it's important, hang on to it. But like I said,
do you have any cool things?
Unless you guys can go back to where this was, and you don't even know technically where your equipment is, so it's going to be one of those things of like
somewhere.
It's somewhere in the world at this point.
I'll delete everything else.
I was thinking because Michelle was like, "Yeah, why does those ball bearings?" I'm like, "No, they're gone. They're all gone."
Wyatt's got nothing. Wyatt's got a pocket full of shanks though.
I got a pocket full of shanks though.
Do I have to delete the shrimp?
Yes.
You can catch more of those. We're in open ocean.
He's a turtle, and we've been in the open ocean. He's got shrimp.
He found more.
That's fair.
Sure.
Fresh one.
Yeah. Fresh shrimp.
How about leather?
Shell
Am I just
temperature.
walking around in like...
You have your prison uniforms.
Around like...
Okay, but it's not actual like...
Basically.
It's not armor.
It's not armor.
Not
It's
armor.
not armor that's doing us any good.
So is this prison uniform? Is it studded leather or what are we?
Well, I didn't know how stripped down they actually make you. Leather's...
Think about an inmate's uniform. That's what it is.
Take it all off except for the underwear. The sexy underwear.
No, I gotta get rid of my
just think
cigars.
about it some more.
Underwear.
No.
Let's all think about it together.
At least they let me keep my shell.
Gone.
Oh man, that'd be awkward if we had to find you a new... That would be awesome if we had to find you a new shell.
That's a great story arc. Oh my
Actually,
gosh, why didn't I think of that?
He becomes
Wait, your shell's detachable?
We find a vending machine.
What?
Yeah. You didn't.
Since when do turtles not have?
I'm pretty sure I've done that. Yeah.
No, you've pulled yourself into your shell.
Yes.
I don't think
No,
you've
I've
taken
taken it off and like
Hold
opened
on,
a compartment to get a book out.
Can you pull yourself into a tent?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you pull yourself into a house?
Out of the tent.
A tent is not a shell, Drew.
No, his is like one.
That's been established like pretty early.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Promise. Wait, no one's messing with you from the very beginning.
Their shell is a part of their skeleton.
I haven't really done anything with it other than like the first
week
or two, but
not tortoise.
Yeah, I don't know. He's like Frank.
Interesting.
I've taken it off before and opened compartments.
I assumed you just reached into a compartment.
Well, that too.
Yeah, that's what I know you've done.
He wears it like a backpack.
Yeah.
On the front pack.
Yeah.
That's not technically turtle or tortoise. Like
he's a tortoise
with an O.
A fantasy character.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but the fantasy mutant Ninja Turtles don't take their shells off.
In the upcoming Ronin anime, when Raph is being interrogated by the Yakuza, he gets stripped of his shell, and they have to protect him from the Yakuza. Is it better second time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yakuza.
So yeah. Anything else? Shido?
This was a very dangerous thing to look at.
Duolingo, baby.
Yeah, Gaijin.
Arguably,
like
baby, listen. Listen,
Kokojin.
Arguably, that's like side.
Oh, look at that. A giant purple sea worm comes up and kills you all. That's the end of the game, folks. Good night,
You had
everybody.
me at new characters.
Yeah.
Creativity abounds.
Imagery that I just
We're continuing to swim in the direction.
Yeah, I assumed you were.
While we're having this inane conversation, we're losing our minds here at sea.
A little bit, yeah.
Just
so
everyone knows, I deleted his clothing.
Back to...
Didn't delete any of the actual useful stuff in your inventory. You did delete the clothes, though.
Swords, a glaive, hand wraps. No clothes.
Yeah.
So...
Sounds about right.
Back to my original thing.
It's just drag.
Kestis, you know your water breathing's running out.
Yes.
Do you do something about that?
Tell people to stop
No.
breathing.
I'm gonna
Please tell people
basically
to stop
I'll give it until I'll try to give people sort of a 10 and a 5 that it's about to run out.
Thank you.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna
Cast it again.
give it some time. Just make sure that when we need it later, when we're really
Sure.
struggling to stay afloat, I've got it. So we'll give us a couple hours where I'm like,
Sure.
oh, by the way, just keep your head above water until this evening.
Well, it is already evening. Because you
Until the
cast it at
morning.
night. Yeah.
Until the morning, just as much as possible, and keep in contact with somebody, just so if you slip under the water, somebody notices.
Also, if you feel like you're ready to die, just float on your back. Be fine. You'll be all right. Right?
Yeah, we're all fine. No one's gonna die.
So with
no
that,
one freak out. Stillness of mind.
With that in mind, you cast Stillness of Mind.
It's a key point. He's got to use a key point.
And it only affects me.
Yeah, it's only.
This is kind of he's using.
You're projecting.
Yeah. He's using his leadership skills.
Yep.
I like
the
the idea that he just says it out loud.
I will. I don't know how this is gonna help us. For the evening, this isn't going to last very long. I'm gonna do it just to do it. I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire over the group.
Sure.
It's not gonna last very long, but I'm hoping with dancing lights, I'm just gonna light all of us up.
Trying to keep everyone. Yeah.
So we're all glowing
everyone. Sure.
for a moment. The dancing lights are going, and just maybe we're sort of high profile in some calm seas.
Yeah, rave at sea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not gonna last very long, but
No, that's fine. You cast Fairy Fire. Dancing lights are still going. You begin to swim through the evening with Kestis kind of keeping you guys in a direction. As the evening comes to an end and the second morning's now beginning to start, the sun is now beginning to creep over the edge of the horizon, beginning to illuminate the ocean that you are still swimming in. The wave of exhaustion that hits everybody is prominent. I'm going to need everyone here to make a Constitution saving throw. It's not a high DC. It's only a 14.
What effect do you think Slowfall has?
Did you say not high?
not a 1.
I'm going to use a sorcery point to reroll that one.
I mean,
DC was what?
14.
is what you asked
It's
for.
not very good.
15. Thanks for the +1.
There you go.
19.
Use another sorcery point. Damn it.
3.
That's definitely a
3.
Good.
Hey,
It's 14, right?
14.
14. Let's go. Used one of my knack for it.
Oh shit! Yeah, I had a 13. I'll knack for it. What the heck am I doing?
All of the
Yeah, as long as you haven't used it, it should be
15.
good.
Hey, Kestis, what's the largest thing you can turn into?
That is a wonderful question. I've been trying to think about what sort of animals I know about in the water.
A blue whale.
I can't imagine a whale is the right challenge rating for me to turn into.
Yeah, Michelle looked it up.
So who? Anybody fail? I know Kestis did.
What are we shooting for?
14.
Nat 1's not going to cut it.
A natural 1.
He's being honest.
Do you really roll a nat 1?
Yeah.
He said a nat 1's not gonna cut.
So I'm gonna say
Drew dies.
no, but I'm going to say because it's a nat 1 and it was already fending off a level of exhaustion, Connie gets 2 levels. The strain of the fight and the strain of swimming. He's the only human in this group, and him having to stay afloat now for more than 24 hours is starting to wear on him much more. So,
but mainly it's because they got like 0% body fat.
Your hot girl fit. That's your problem.
That's right. Listen, I cut a lot while we were in prison too. I was already cut, but then
which means your speed is halved, which should still put you at a pretty normal pace, but it is now beginning to show on everyone's faces that the strain of this is starting to.
Your speed is half, so you're not outpacing everyone.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to cast water breathing.
Okay.
This just got a whole lot more difficult.
Good call. So another 24 hours of being able to breathe underwater. Is there any attempts to are we just going to continue to keep swimming? Is that what we're doing?
Attempts to what?
Any attempts to rest or find a way to...
I've got a dumb question.
Yes.
What can we do besides keep swimming?
I mean, you can breathe underwater now.
Can I unprepare and get other spells prepared?
Maybe?
Not when you rest. You have to be resting to do so.
Maybe let's all go under for just a little bit. Maybe about an hour or so.
Yeah, just take a nap.
Give ourselves a little bit of time. I'll sing a little song over you. Maybe we can recover
I'm
a
asleep.
bit.
If I can breathe underwater, I'm going to take a nap. I don't feel good.
You don't look good.
Could you just... Since you can breathe...
Yeah, with all due respect, you definitely do not look healthy.
You want to sleep for 8 hours?
Yeah.
Why not?
8 hours.
That's up to you guys how you want to do it.
If we take an 8-hour nap, we're gonna lose track of this thing that we're.
What if we slept in shifts? So we've got enough clothes that's similar to what I did the first eve. We could tie the sleepies to the wakies, and then take 8-hour shifts. If you can breathe underwater, you can sleep.
Yeah, we don't even have to hold the sleepies up. They can just kind of float below us.
Yeah.
That's probably more effective than.
So we should probably. Who would it most benefit to get a solid 8 right now?
This guy.
Constance.
The 2 of us.
Okay.
Because we're so cut.
Exactly. Well, I'm dragging around a horse body through the water.
Listen, we need to talk about how you talk about yourself.
I have a lot more.
You are more than a horse body.
No, I'm also a person body, a human body. But
why don't we start with you 3? Because you can probably float on your shell. If there's one thing I know about turtles.
Yeah, I can breathe an extra hour.
Okay.
2 underwater.
I'll go ahead and I'll take first watch.
So, Barrios, Nell, and Wyatt are going to attempt to drag these 3 through the water.
I think maybe Zook needs to help.
Yeah,
attempt is.
It's like my shell detaches, so you can use my shell.
What if we were just planning on treading water for 8 hours? Like we're not trying to drag them anywhere. We're just trying
to do treading water for 8 hours.
Let them sleep.
That's so true.
I think maybe we talk about this as an hour, as a short rest instead of a long rest.
I mean, what will you get back if you short rest?
2 wild shapes.
He will get wild shapes.
You can turn into a bird.
Connie cannot. He can't take any exhaustion out until he long rests. So Connie is kind of stuck. Like this until you find a way.
Okay, so riddle me this.
Okay.
How big is a giant squid really?
It's an age-old question.
Pretty big.
Pretty big?
Pretty big.
Okay.
I believe it's large.
So here's my thought. Could I polymorph into a giant squid and drag people while they rested? Like, have them, like, tangled up, and then I just bloop along with them.
Let me...
That sounds reasonable. Also, do some exploring while we're asleep. You know, see if hey, does any of you talk to, like, sea critters?
I mean, yeah, but they don't really say anything
Only
back.
small one, and the shrimp are rude.
Well, I don't feel bad for eating so many of them.
And don't get me started on the cacophony of krill.
That's my bad. I opened my mouth a little too wide earlier.
Oh, crap.
Ended
well, that's an existential crisis.
Ended a lot of generations by accident.
Jeremy Crawford says yes.
Into a what?
So the answer is yes, you can polymorph yourself.
Who's Jeremy Crawford?
He's the guy who helped write D&D.
What does he know?
Is he a giant squid?
Yeah, is
no,
he?
I could say that.
I thought that was Beelzebub.
I can. It's a challenge rating of 5, and I'm a level 8, so I should be able to polymorph up to a level 8 challenge rating.
Where can I see all the implications of 2 levels exhaustion?
If you click on the like
challenge rating that is
equal or less to the challenge, the target doesn't have a challenge rating. Use statistics.
Cool.
Okay, so here's what I will say. What? Give me the. Let me see the stats of a giant squid.
It's not that bad.
Can I airdrop this to
Just imagine.
you?
I got it. I'm pulling it up.
Okay.
Airdrop it to him anyway.
Yeah, a whale actually. That would be
Submit
great. Can you
Exhibit
turn
A.
into a whale?
This is level 10.
Not a blue one, which I think would be the only one big enough for us to do anything with. What are other
I
modern?
don't think you know how big whales are.
Sperm whale.
Are you
Okay,
doing,
I don't.
Are you doing an
humpback
octopus?
whale?
Belugas are
Seriously,
beautiful.
giant squid
Actually, when
was
I
what I
say
was
the word
looking at.
whale, what are you thinking of? Can you describe
See
the
a giant
animal?
squid creature.
I'm thinking of your mom right now when I think of a freaking whale.
I think you have a level of exhaustion.
Marius
You
has
don't
been a
mean
cat in
things
the
like
ocean
that.
for far too long.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Sperm whale.
Honestly, I just
lyric
googled
right there.
it. So
Sperm whale is challenge rating 8.
wait, what about a
And it's
colossus
gargantuan.
squid?
Sperm whale.
That is not.
And famously, you can ride inside a whale and not die.
That's just a story, Drew.
It's an
That's just a
allegory.
story.
It's an allegory.
Dang, dude. Sperm whales are crazy. Indeed.
And it was technically a really big fish.
This brother.
That's exactly what it said in Hebrew. You're right, or Aramaic, or Greek,
I'm
or
Colossal
whatever
squid.
that was written.
A colossal squid,
True.
right?
I'm searching
It
squid.
said
I don't
really
see.
big fish.
I don't see anything.
And that's
that
where
is
we get the
squid.
phrase "really big fish" from. in
Okay,
English.
giant octopus then, is that fine?
In Old
What's-
English,
what's-
it was really big fish as well.
Don't
Can
you
I?
demean me
Yeah.
as Connie
Sperm
and
whales are challenge rating
disassociate.
A sperm whale
And
then.
they're gargantuan
Pronounced the
beasts.
same though.
Gargantuan?
REALLYE
Plenty of space to rest on.
BIGEFISHE. Really big fish.
Really big fishy.
All right,
It's Old English.
Really?
I thought that was Italian.
Okay.
a sperm
So-
whale.
Listen, you went to acting school. That's how Shakespeare wrote.
Okay. Here's
Like that stuff?
here's what I'll say. I like this. I want to go with this.
Okay.
However, there is a difference between polymorph
So it's really big
and
fish.
wild shape. With wild shape, you are still you.
Yeah.
With polymorph, it specifically says you gain the mental abilities of the creature.
Yeah, you drop
You guys better endear yourselves to me quick.
Whales are
intelligence,
famously
your
kind.
intelligence is a 3 with a sperm whale.
Easily
a 3.
manipulated. I got a high persuasion.
I cast Dominate Whale.
If it,
Hey, wait! Whoa.
I'm pretty sure.
And then I
I'm-
cast sleight of hand. There.
I'm pretty sure that if the intelligence of a creature is below a 5, it cannot understand humans.
Okay.
Oh, that's fine.
Sure, that's true.
So
We have one human.
Yeah, what
other
Understand
creatures.
Yeah, I mean, does a cat have
I'm-
better
I'm-
turtle?
Portal.
I've lost this.
Horse boy.
is-
No, Kevin, you
What is,
haven't.
how
You haven't
wise
lost.
is a whale?
You've
Do you
gained
think I
results.
could
It is a
force
12.
It to fail something?
There's a 12.
I mean,
That's a
orca
12
whales figured out how to take down a
wisdom.
yacht.
Whales are wise
I
as
feel
fuck.
like
Oh my god!
I mean, survival-
I feel like Calvin is
survival
doing
instincts.
something here. Calvin is giving us a little bit, but he's not letting a whole bunch of stuff happen because there's something cooler to happen here. Connie dives underwater and he takes a really good look to see if there are any mer people down here.
Make a perception check.
And he does it real slow, and he makes the check at disadvantage.
13. Oh.
Yeah, you have to make a disadvantage because you're exhausted.
12.
It's true. As a missionary of her radiant light, I should also be looking.
Perception 17.
You make a perception check. Look under the water. You do see a faint glow beneath the water.
Absolutely not. Never. No, not. Hey, no one freak out, but there's something below us.
I have stillness of mind. I'm not freaking. I've been practicing it all day.
Upon hearing that, can I look down there and see if I can see more than just a glow?
Yes.
Could we use him?
25.
Just now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like he just pulled a Josiah, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah, that's a very.
Josiah.
It popped up on here. I saw it.
Popped up.
It
on
popped
there.
up, and then he asked if he could roll it.
I didn't roll my own.
Yeah,
it's explicit rule.
But you rolled it before you So you said hey,
roll again.
You basically said, hey, I rolled a 25. Can I use it for this?
That's right.
It's more. You have to do it more along. I can't believe I'm explaining
Next
this.
time
You have to say, I'd like to do this thing, and then roll for it.
I will roll again.
Go ahead.
Is that what's Caesar?
24.
25 is what you needed. Look at that.
Matt's thinking like, fuck you, man.
Are you rolling to counter? Are you rolling sneaky stealth?
My perception at this point is really high, and I probably don't need permission.
You always need permission, but I understand where you're going with this. This has been a PSA. You always need permission. All right, so looking down into the water, you see the glow of whatever Barrios has pointed out. It's pretty far down, but you swear with a 24 you can see what looks to be like shapes moving through the glowing light source that is down there. You can't see what the light source is, but you can see things, darker shapes moving through it. So whatever it is.
Can we use him like an Olympic swimmer when they turn the lap and just put his feet against his feet and have him just launch down as fast as he can?
There's always a possibility.
All Connie has to do is hold his breath, and he just sinks like a rock.
Because he has no.
Let all the breath out and just fall even faster. Yep.
I mean, I could cast Phantom Steed.
Is it still true
but...
if you can breathe water? You can probably just continue to breathe.
Because
it's
the
true.
water,
the water logs immediately. Waterlogs you. Yeah.
Yeah. That first breath actually gives you a little gas, so you do want to.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cast a 4th level Phantom Steed. Which,
well, you could have casted Phantom
Steed. Yeah.
Remember, you said you wouldn't get back, Connie.
Yeah. Casting at a higher level doesn't do anything more. It's just I don't have any 3rd level spells.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cast it and give myself.
Did it just become that time of day when you can cast this again?
No, I can cast it, but it only lasts for an hour. So what's it gonna do for?
I'm playing with you. Look, I try to make light.
Already gone, and I'm seahorsing down.
Exhales. Blast right past him faster.
Your speed is half.
Faster
Your
than
speed is half.
100 feet per round.
No. He goes faster if he doesn't try.
Connie summons a rock.
It just goes down.
Oh no! Damn! Slow fall.
Oh no! My own ability.
It's like the time that Wyatt tried to punch you. Like I did it. I hit him.
No, you didn't.
But at what cost? Okay, so you Phantom Steed down. Quickly barreling through the water, heading towards this light. As you approach, you can see, after about a minute or so of descending, you can see, first thing you notice pretty quickly, this is not as deep as what the void was. The bottom of the ocean is coming up pretty quickly. It's also much sandier than the void. Whereas the void, the bottom of their ocean, was dark and had jutting rocks and like pinnacles of stone everywhere. This is more of a sandy ocean floor.
And it's at the moment it's calm, like nothing's disturbed the song.
After you look down there, you can see there is a little bit of disturbance, but it's not a lot. You can see the light is coming from this what looks to be kind of like a brain coral that is sitting atop of a a whale that is not moving. It's just sitting there. And you can see there are creatures moving around the whale. From this distance, I'd say you're probably 100 feet or so away from it. I would say you do want to get super close, unless you do.
No.
But from this distance, with the darkness, it's a lot easier, kind of easier to see down here. Not details, but kind of the general sense. But you can see there looks to be about 4 or 5 individuals moving around the whale, who is sitting stationary at the bottom of the ocean floor with this brain coral like thing attached to the top of it, and it's giving off kind of a yellowish glow.
They're individuals?
Yeah, about 4 or 5
humanoids?
of them. Hard to tell from a top-down view.
Okay.
They don't look human, as in like arms and legs. But yeah, they look like they are. They look like they are sentient beings moving around. They don't look like they're just aimlessly swimming around the whale.
Okay. I'm gonna go back up.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, I'm going to grab the most charismatic one. Now, here we go. Phantom Seed. And your slug appears before you, and that's the last 4th level spell I had.
Finally reunited.
So they're quick recap for everyone. There are humanoids down there. It's actually only a couple 100 feet down. So if you really run out of breath, just sink down and then you can propel yourself back up, and I'm sure that'll work. But I decided to get the other very charismatic member of our party to go and make contact with these humanoids. So if we don't come back up, tell our story.
All right. Sure.
Tell our story.
Who's the other charismatic member?
Close your eyes, Connie. All right.
So we're gonna go.
Let's book it.
Make contact. Okay. I think I have the friends cantrip. Let's see if I want to use that.
All right.
Oh, never mind. It becomes hostile. Never mind. Don't want to do that. I was reading through. It's like, what happens at the end? I'm pretty sure it's not great. Oh, it becomes hostile.
I mean, it not necessarily, right?
It explicitly says becomes hostile towards you.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Never mind then. All right. So you guys,
you're just as charismatic as you think you are. Inspiration.
Yes. Nice.
All right. You both begin to head down there. You're now approaching them this time?
Yes.
Okay. You can see as you head down, it's a smaller whale. It's not super large, maybe only about 100 feet long or so. But it is resting with this, like this light apparatus on top and several packs strapped to its sides. And as you guys descend and get within a closer range of this, you can see that there look to be about 2 or 3 little, like, barnacle-encrusted domes that are set next to it with with these creatures that are kind of milling about it. As you guys approach, you can see very quickly they're larger than you by a little bit. They're also much larger in mass because they are basically like a giant-sized hermit crabs. They have shells, decorated shells that have these like strange runes and drawings scrolled across them. They wear very simple attire that kind of floats around them, and they seem to be setting up a campsite here at the bottom of the ocean.
But they look like humanoid, like
so they
like Zoidberg.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, Futurama.
I say it reminds me of the guys that are on Mandalorian.
Sorry, I don't think anybody.
Wasn't it the little
at the beginning?
Yeah.
Was it at the beginning?
Is it Mandalorian? Which?
No, that was Ahsoka. Like the little crab creatures.
Yeah, the crab creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't watch that show.
Doesn't Darth Vader pop up in Ahsoka?
Oh,
he sure does.
The ones that Ezra lived with.
Or wait, no, Darth Vader pops up in Obi-Wan.
Yeah, the ones that Ezra
lived
with. Yeah.
Both.
Darth Vader does also pop up.
I would say
the one in Ahsoka.
Yeah, because those do look like Zoidberg too, kind of. Yeah, I would say so. Yes, except that they have across their torso they have like 6 arms. So they have like 3 on each side. They do stand upright. They do have a shell that kind of like but they don't walk upright. They walk with like a weird kind of like angle because it again like a hermit crab. Like part of their body looks like it's in the shell.
Bottom two legs like scuttle across.
Yeah.
And do we think their shells are removable or no?
Well, that's the first thing to do is go and try to remove the shell.
Make contact, grab shell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Grab shell.
So you land down there, and as you do, you watch as they all kind of turn and see you all.
And I go,
you are. Is that all you're doing? Just bubbling?
Yeah.
You can speak. You can breathe water.
While she's doing that, I'm going to say hello.
Okay.
Whoa! What noise would it make to try to
see that?
speak
You
with
see
water?
that two of them out of there's 5 of them down here. You see 2 of them reach for these kind of crude, like tridents or like little like weapons and kind of like hold them at you.
How many pointies do they have?
4.
Uh-oh.
That's not a trident. That's not a trident.
Yeah. I said that specifically because I knew you were going to ask. So they point them at you, and one of them holding it, pointing at you, begins to speak. He says, do either of you speak Aquan?
I didn't really think that through.
Aquan?
So I'm going to look at him, and I'm going to retort in Celestial.
Okay.
Maybe he speaks...
Common. Peace. Hands up.
Okay. Go ahead and Barrios, go ahead and give me a persuasion check. I'm gonna just for the hell of it, I'm gonna say with disadvantage because you spoke Celestial, which he doesn't know. And now go ahead and give me just a straight perception check.
Perception?
Oh god, they were both bad.
Persuasion. Sorry, I apologize. Persuasion.
14.
Okay.
We're talking 22.
Oh, welcome to the welcome wagon.
So, you see that they don't immediately do anything. One of them lowers their trident a little bit and kind of looks at the other one, but they both look back at you, and the other one speaks again, reiterating what they said before, but doesn't seem to understand what you're saying.
I will try to pantomime. I don't know what you're saying.
Boom, minor illusion, question mark.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm going to...
They both look at it, look at each other, and then nod.
Oh, question mark.
They nod.
We have those in our language.
It means war upon your family.
Hope starts with an H.
Do you guys... They just kind of look at you. They're not standoffish at this point, but obviously there is now a language barrier, and they just kind of look.
I know how to crack this code.
Wait, was that you cracking the code?
For the listeners, Will is just pantomiming right now, so that's
really weakly.
Not well.
Yeah.
Well, that's a 15 to try and via my. Is it you want to do persuasion or you want to do performance?
Sure, performance.
I think he wants you to stop.
21 performance at disadvantage.
To do what?
To relate to them that we don't know where we are. So that's the...
Okay.
I can pantomime, like, rolling out a map and looking and being like...
Minor illusion of a
so
map.
many land-based pantomime.
After
so many.
After 5 minutes of that, if anyone's paying very, very close attention, it has a really high roll. You just can see in the gloom Connie's body
slow falling underwater.
He looks like
that might work
really
to our advantage.
Yeah.
Like,
look, one of us is dying.
Yeah.
Are you coming down?
Yeah.
Do you speak Aquan?
Don't look at your sheet.
He barely
like
speaks common.
No, but I do speak thieves can't now that I have taken
Jesus.
So does anyone? He signs in thieves
Basically
can't
the same.
as he's going down. Like that's his only sign.
Just another dialect.
It's the same.
I will say, so as of this point, unless someone can come up with another way to communicate with them, there is definitely a language barrier that we are coming across.
No, there are no thieves down.
There are no thieves down here.
Oh, I have comprehend languages.
Did you go down?
I wasn't down though.
So I'll go. Oh, 1 second.
I've never used it, so I forgot.
And
this is what I have to do.
She goes
That's
up there,
awesome.
I'm going to keep speaking in Celestial to see if anything, if
Nothing.
there are any cognates in Celestial.
No
that
one's
apply to
catching on to
Aquan.
Celestial. You're speaking Latin, and they're like, no idea.
Slowly.
Okay, so do other people want to come down and join the conversation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Funny does want to.
I don't want us to split up, so
you'll follow.
Yeah. If we were 3 and 3, that's one thing. But
all right.
I'm gonna send a message.
So
down.
I will say, for the sake of expediency, the group reconvenes and then comes back down now that they learn that Zoo can speak, comprehend languages. I don't know, dude. You're the one that cast it. I can't tell you.
I definitely thought it was substantially deeper.
So it takes 10 minutes.
That's why I told you. You notice it significantly. It's not that much deeper.
Down here speak giant?
No.
It's a good question. You meet a group of people, you never know what language someone
This one
is.
seems actually sort of possible.
Sure.
Are there any that can communicate in Druidic in this group?
Ooh.
Do you attempt to speak Druidic?
Yeah, I'm going to try my best to sort of... It's not so much a spoken language the way I've learned it, but it's sort of
body
suggestive in the sense of...
Wait, how do you know Druidic?
So I like to think of...
Natural connection with the world?
I like to think of Druidic, so in my head, in canonically thinking, I like to think of Druidic as more of a sign language. Because it is like the simplest form of speaking.
And like sort of actively integrates elements of the natural world. So in the forest where he grew up, it's a lot of like sign language and then also... a stone from the ground to signify this thing.
It's a very primitive way to communicate, and I feel like that is kind of
the fascia of your muscles kind of ripples, like horses do. They get
not how that works. So you
the problem was
go ahead.
I need a pinch of salt and soot. In order to cast this.
Surrounded by salt.
A lot of salt.
Do you want to look for it?
Sure.
Make an Arcana check.
The soot part's the one that 24.
Are they making a fire?
Yeah, you can find some stones in the ocean floor and begin to pack them together and kind of mush them and they go, yeah, it's close enough, and you can cast a comprehend languages spell.
Cool. It doesn't say I can communicate though. It just says I can understand them.
Okay.
Well, you could be a translator, right? Because you can still talk with us.
Yeah.
A one-way translator.
Yeah, I mean, it with the help of Cassis' Druidic signs and you cast comprehend languages, you can you find a way to speak with them.
Okay, cool.
As you are communicating, you learn that these are called, they call themselves Hermiton, and they're nomadic. They travel the ocean floor, and they ask you first and foremost, what are you doing out here? None of you are ocean dwellers.
Believe me, we know.
I sort of communicate to them that we're clearly not built for this.
You're going to tell them about the void?
We were
wrongfully imprisoned.
Escaped convicts.
We were on a transport ship, just headed on sort of a holiday, and the ship capsized miles away, and we've been sort of floating and surviving as long as we could. We're what's left of a crew.
So
this is going to be a deception check.
While Zook relays this, I'm trying to act it out.
Zook doesn't relay. Cassis is the one that communicates.
I relay
okay.
Their response.
He sends it. Yeah.
Zook can just tell them exactly what they're saying.
I will ask.
Yeah.
Would this be an advantage since it's like you're not having to deal with like the way that you're like saying things?
Is it easier to dupe somebody? Yeah.
Stuff. You're just telling.
It's more of Cassis' ability to
put together
with this story. Yeah, it's more of him just, instead of being like we like trying to make it seem natural.
A lot of like, I don't know.
How did you get down here?
Oh no, it's gone. It's not great. This is not something I'm good at.
Snacking.
Do you have the birthday inspiration?
I don't.
No.
A lot of people use that inspiration in the last fight to stay alive.
True.
No, I'm gonna use the other one.
I was holding on to it for death saves.
That gets me to a 16 total.
Okay. You see as the two that have been communicating with you guys kind of look at each other and then look back at you and just nod. They seem to have accepted what you said.
They believe us.
Basically, I try to ask them if there's land in the direction we're headed. If they've been nomadic, like what direction is best to get to, where we can actually get a rest and breathe air.
Where's the nearest
where does it get shallow?
They tell you the nearest landmass will be the islands off of the coast of the Great Island.
Can you give us a direction and a
Yeah, they point in the direction.
No, hold on. No, ask them if they can give us a ride. On that big
they
old
say
whale.
about 2 days.
You wouldn't be headed that direction, would you?
One of them says, if you need, we can get you closer, but they're not going to the land dwellers' place. They stay out here in the ocean.
Of course.
But they can get you a little closer if that is what you're looking for.
Any chance you could drag us along and we could take a rest on the way?
Also, and I pantomime eating food.
Oh, and it's been...
They just shove it.
They nod and kind of converse with each other for a second before coming back and saying, like, we can provide you with a place to rest tonight. And
bring you some rotting
they immediately go over to their pack and the packs begin to pull stuff off of the whale and begin to set up a very kind of simple, rudimentary kind of like tent under the water and set it up, and they kind of like they usher you to it. They provide you with this very
don't forget the rain fly.
Close your eyes, Connie.
How many of them were there?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Drew, actually. I'm not gonna lie. That was a good one. That got me. Made me mad, but it made me mad in a good way. I was like, God damn it, that's a good
How many of them are there?
5.
That's inspiration.
I don't want to think what everyone's thinking, but if we killed them and stole their supplies,
it's inspiration.
Nice.
They provide you with a very simple, kind of like a jellied, like substance.
PB&J.
It tastes kind of bland, a little meaty, but it's not terrible. But it does.
Jellyfish.
You feel once you eat it, you feel very like sated. Like it immediately fills you up
lembas
with
jelly.
Yeah, kind of like lambus jelly.
A litmus jelly?
Oh,
I can't call it that.
Yeah,
it's copyright.
You could if it wasn't inside, you could see it's turning purple.
Got bigger fish to fry right
That's
now.
true.
than us.
That's true.
Okay, quick side note.
Yeah.
Yesterday at the Asian market, I did find instant jellyfish. I'm sure it was not that.
Wait.
I'm sure that was a mistranslation. I'm pretty sure it was already jellyfish. There wasn't any. This is going to turn into jellyfish.
Instant jellyfish.
That's not how the world works.
That's not how jellyfish work. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. I've never seen a jellyfish go from like.
Yeah, where did it come from? Where does the jellyfish come from?
It's just a tiny jellyfish.
When the mommy jellyfish.
It's like a tiny jellyfish that gets kind of bigger sometimes, so it could just be instant jellyfish.
Instant jellyfish. Yeah.
It could be just a thing.
It's like those little washcloths that are like a little cube
that's
at
what
first.
it made me think of. And I will get some next time so that we can try it out.
But yeah, so they supply you with this food, and they set you up in this little tent. And as you guys are getting in there, one of them scuttles up to the top of the coral that's on the whale and begins to take a couple chunks off of it, scuttles back down, puts it in your tent, and kind of buries it in the sand. And as it does, the kind of warmish temperature of the water immediately turns much warmer, and it kind of heats the inside of this tent for you. But they kind of nod to you, and they're like, "Get some rest. We will wake you in the morning." And then just kind of...
Do they see forthcoming?
Say less. I mean, what are they going to take from us besides our vital
Make an insight check.
I don't know.
I'm also definitely going to suggest that we keep watches either way.
6. I'm all in. This is the best idea we've ever had.
I want to do an insight check.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Thankfully, we have nothing to steal.
The language barrier is definitely a hard thing to overcome. They don't seem... Nothing about them has given any of you the suspicion that they are roguish or bad in any way. They just look like nomadic travelers.
I can tell if someone's roguish. Because I know thieves can't, and none of these people do.
Yeah, so absolutely.
I picked it up. Yeah. My time in the big house. Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys can rest. You guys can take a long rest here at the bottom. Excuse me, at the bottom of the ocean. Let's do it. Just for my own sanity, because no one has asked this yet, does anyone ask where you are?
Yeah, this is the first thing I said. And when I did the...
Okay, that wasn't relayed. So now that we're at the point where we can talk.
In the morning.
Sure.
Once we're
morning comes. You guys surprisingly, when you wake up, you don't feel hungry at all. You feel like that food is still like almost like sticking to your stomach. It's like it sustains for it. Apparently, is going to sustain you for a little bit. But you wake in the morning. You see that they are collecting their tents from the night before, packing up on the whale, and they begin to walk across the ocean floor, and their whale just kind of slowly goes behind them. But you guys are welcome to follow them if you'd like.
Yeah,
Oh, Drew, you are now down to only 1 level of exhaustion, just so you know.
No, exhausted. I'm not exhausted anymore.
Not exhausted anymore.
Wait.
So you're just at disadvantage on your checks, Drew.
24 hours.
And it's not concentration. Okay. I was
like,
and we all died because Kestis fell asleep.
So he cast it that evening, so it will be tonight that you get. Yeah, you will have tonight that you have to go back up.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Or he cast it again.
So they've started moving. We're still, as we're like being roused this morning, or have they packed up the tent and all of this
They've
stuff?
done most of it as you guys have woken up, but they finished packing everything. After they've woken you, they finished packing everything up, and they are beginning to move, and they welcome you to follow them if you would like.
I sort of, in the same rudimentary sign, ask a couple additional questions. One, this is just information that I would know. Is the direction they pointed at all the direction we were headed towards the light before?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay, that's roughly.
You just needed the validation.
Yeah, just to know that things are. We're not being forced to choose between two. The other is. This may seem an odd question, but we've been sort of adrift for a while. Where exactly are we?
I want you to pantomime
that. The one that has spoken to you explains that they say you're in the jewel waters. Now, this is just them speaking in a way that, in ways that make sense. Words sometimes can't translate very well, but they say you're in the jewel waters.
J-U-U-L?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
We're ripping fat.
Does that
we're so chill right now.
The mind of the world, and I
could be history, could be survival. It's up to you.
Explain to Zook the same thing just to see if he knows anything.
Make a history check if you'd like.
The jewel waters. You said history or survival.
Or survival if you want to. I think that would be kind of your thing too if you really want to do that. But
history. 25.
25.
A 1.
Yeah, jewel waters mean nothing to you.
Actually, if you just wanted to get the full effect, if it's a history, that's a 0.
Oh, absolutely nothing to you.
We've gone to the moon.
This makes total sense.
These are the moon waters.
Zook, when he says jewel waters, something that had been tickling at the back of your head for a minute now quickly comes into clarity. Big island, small islands, warm waters known as jeweled waters. You're probably in the Opal Sea, which is not that far away from the Emerald Isles. And more importantly, the Emerald Vale, where you came from.
What?
Oh.
All right, great response. Love that.
Wow. Truly illuminating.
Yep. So,
you've gone pretty far.
Zook moment.
Yeah, you guys went. His 220s kind of dropped you guys in a spot. You are significantly far.
The only bad news is that Zook really didn't actually want to see his kids.
Yeah,
we're this close to home.
Been dodging child support.
Oh no, that's such.
No, it's parent-teacher conference week, so I'm like,
that's probably not.
He's a good dad.
And in Turtle Land, that takes a long time. Everything's slower, so it's parent-teacher conference.
Month, quarter.
It's the year of the parent-teacher conference.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, the first year of the parent-teacher conference.
With that knowledge in mind, you guys make your way from there for about a day's travel with these with the Hermiton. As the evening approaches and you know that you're getting close to having your oxygen ran out. They explain to you guys, this is where we're going to leave. We have to continue this direction, but keep heading this way for another day or so, and you should reach the islands. And they bid you farewell. They give you a couple more pieces of their weird jelly meat and bid you adieu.
I will say, thank you, and hit him with a bless spell.
Oh, they nod and they thank you for they nod warmly to you and continue on their way.
Did they give anybody anything other than the
crabs?
I mean,
it was right there.
Was there anything else that you wanted?
The crabs.
Yeah, it was right there.
Two inspiration.
Nope, that's not how it works. You got one. Which one did you want it for? Did you want it for the first one or the second one?
The second one was better.
Okay.
All right, so you guys can begin to continue moving. Kestis, are you gonna want to cast water breathing again, or do you guys want to go topside first?
I'll cast it again now that I've got spell slots to do it with.
Sure.
At the end of that 24 hours.
Sure. Do you guys want to go topside, or you can continue walking the ocean floor?
I'll pop up. I want to see what's going on.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good idea to go
so
up.
you guys see anything now that we've traveled for an extra day?
You guys begin to go up. As evening comes, you cast it. The darkness kind of mutes a lot of the world around you. There's not a moon tonight, or if it is, it's not around here. So you guys begin to head up. The darkness of the ocean kind of mirroring the darkness of the sky above you, so it's really hard to see kind of where you are. But eventually, kind of surprisingly, you do hit the water, the top of the water, and you look around to kind of see where you are. Go ahead, whoever would like to make a perception check, and do so at this moment.
It's time.
To perceive or whatever.
18.
18.
Connie's too busy doing like some cool orca flip out of the water with his massive acrobatic.
You are still also at disadvantage. Yeah, you're still also at disadvantage.
Yeah,
your roll. So
a grody little 20.
20.
Do I have advantage because I kind of know the area?
17
did you roll?
No.
Just
No, that's fine. I mean, you kind of come up, but I mean, these two roll pretty decently.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah.
And honestly, it's not hard to perceive because as you guys come up, you're looking around, you're like, I think we're supposed to go this way. And you hear the sound of someone talking. Oi! The hell are you doing? And you all turn around and you can see behind you is a ship you didn't notice floating in the ocean. There are three individuals looking up over at you, three individuals that are looking over at you, and they're like, what are you doing over there?
Crew's gone wrong.
Swimming. We're just swimming.
For way too long.
I'm pruny.
One of the guys looks over and says,
Immediately out yourself.
I can see that. hey, boss, check these losers out. And
Not losers.
stepping up onto the top of the deck,
this ship.
looking down over you across a sign on the ship that says, "The Flying
Dutchman.
Butchman."
Not that.
Butchman.
The flying Butchman.
Over a sign that says "The Serpent's Cry," you see a creature look down on you. And that is where we'll leave you all tonight, with you guys coming across a very interesting group of individuals. One of them being our lovely friend Will.
Hello. How did we not see a ship when we were going up? It was dark? We went up at the daytime.
No, it was night when he cast the spell.
He did see the stars of the sky.
Because there's no moon, remember?
No moon.
It would have been really fun
And
if they just
stars
like
are at
bonked
night.
their head on the
Well, stars during the day, too.
That would have been funny, too.
You all
So.
get concussions.
But we'll figure out where he comes in
Promises,
with
promises.
next time. But until that day comes, thank you all so much for playing. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. It's been Wild Magic School Bus. Good night, everybody.
Amen.
Bye, sweet angel
Losers.
Yeah.
Maybe the ship like Misty Steps. So like
It does.
It
It
wasn't
does.
there. And
Write that down.
Plot
You should
armored
miss this
itself
stuff.
to it.
I mean, that's dope. So,
It's Mithy!
Oh my gosh, we need to do another one shot.
Should I
Mithy!
shave and like put on makeup and do like Mithy?
I will never tell you
I
what
mean,
to do.
just doing that was what, because you kind of had like a side pony when you did Mithy.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. That's why I said it's Mithy.
That was the most annoying character you've ever played.
Was the best character.
And think of that in the scale of all of your characters.
The
Garden Gnome was more annoying.
Yeah, I would say if we're gonna go down a list of Drew's most annoying characters,
do we really want to
Is it Dragon?
Shut up.
It's not Dragon.
Oh, should I get a blood curse? Okay.
That's the best.
Blood curse? Let me pull out my glaive out of my pocket.
Oh my god, yeah. Sure, I'm 3 feet tall, but let me just move the battle axe, the great sword, the great maul, the 2 short swords, the hand axe. There's a glaive in here.
Yeah,
I think in his breath, Dragon was annoying, but I would say like a character he built would be Crapper Keeper, which was the gnome.
Yeah.
Because he was just like...
It
was on a one shot, and he was just like
it had like a horrible guttural voice,
very bad voice.
I think it was the one.
Say his name was Crapper Keeper.
Crapper Keeper.
Crapper Keeper was what he called it. It was not a well thought out character, not a well thought out name.
Oh, it was so well thought out.
It was one of those. That was due today.
A garden gnome.
Yeah, no, I know.
It was
it's just not.
The more you explain it, the more. Yeah.
I think runner up would be Trotsmolterd. That was another one.
Trotsmolterd.
Trotsmolterd.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Was Trots the one that became Native American?
No, that was Crapper Keeper.
Crapper Keeper turned into Pemmican.
Oh boy.
God, we've had some great nights.
Yeah, that was...
We need to do an unplugged one shot soon.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
So,